back to my channel. My name is Erin, and I am so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me because today we will be talking about some 2026 releases by Black authors. And so this will be a mix of all the genres minus fantasy and romantasy because I'm going to do a separate video for that, but this will include a little mix of everything else, and we have a lot of books to talk about. I'm not going to give you a full synopsis. I'll give you a little something to go off of, and if you find something interesting, take you a screenshot and go get these books, support these authors. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let us go ahead and hop into the video. First, we have The Great Disillusionment of Nick and Jay, and this is from New York Times bestselling author Ryan Douglas. It's a gripping and tender reimagining of The Great Gatsby about the pursuit of happiness and love in a society built on cruelty and secrets. Sundown Girls is a YA thriller about a Black teen whose family vacation to a town with a terrifying history becomes a desperate search for two missing girls and a fight for survival. Janae Sanders' Second Time Around is about a single mom who gets a second chance at love with her high school sweetheart. The Art of Loving You is the second book in Natasha Bishop's The Forever Falling series, featuring an intimate bucket list road trip, sexy banter, and a sweet and spicy second chance romance. Love by the Book. In Jessica George's heartwarming, funny, and soulful second novel, she explores the restorative nature of female friendship and the life-changing power of platonic love. They all fall in love at the end. Kat St. Clair is ready for her messy love triangle era now that she's in an open relationship, but she doesn't foresee a forbidden love triangle with the only two people who are off limits: her boyfriend's best friend and his girlfriend. Being a 20-something writer who lives for the plot, she falls for them anyway, with deliciously disastrous consequences in this electric literary debut. Leave Your Mess at Home is about the uncomfortable, unbreakable ties of family as four adult siblings come home to confront the state of their own lives and each other. Not Without a Bang, the Minton family is in crisis. After losing his job, Marcus begins stockpiling cans, running evacuation drills, and digging a doomsday bunker in the back garden. At the same time, his daughters are unraveling in their own ways. Chantal is being haunted by dreams of disaster, and Briar's obsession with a missing classmate draws her deeper into the seductive world of a UFO cult. Meanwhile, no one is aware of the devastating diagnosis their mother has been desperately trying to keep hidden. Your Tomorrow Was Today, a woman's evocative chronicle of modern womanhood, navigating love, family, and the radical desire to remain child-free in a patriarchal world. Last First Kiss. Sparks fly in the second chance rom-com when an unlucky in love event manager realizes the man of honor at the high-profile wedding he's planning is the same man who broke his heart. The Redo List. What would you do with a second chance at your first time? Following a bad breakup, Willow Lewis tackles a redo list with the help of her brother's best friend in this sweet and sexy new romance from Denise Williams. If I Rule the World, a fast-paced, juicy debut novel that peeks behind the curtain at the cutthroat world of hip-hop music and the glamorous magazine scene in the late 1990s, written by the ultimate insider. Skate It Till You Make It. When Ari and Drew bump into each other on New Year's Eve, neither one is looking to fall in love. Despite their instant chemistry, they're from opposite sides of the Atlantic, and when they reveal all of their red flags, they realize that things between them would never work out. But then, when their paths unexpectedly cross 2 months later in the snowy Swiss Alps, memories of what they almost did that night resurfaced. And the combination of complicated exes, over-involved families, and stress-inducing teammates convinces them that the perfect solution to their problems is to fake date their way through the games. Score. More than a decade after their disastrous breakup, Verity and Monk must work together on the set of an epic Harlem Renaissance biopic, with Monk, now a world-class musician, creating the score, and Verity, an award-winning screenwriter, penning the script. There's Oscar buzz before shooting even begins. This once-in-a-lifetime project could catapult them both to new heights, but can they put the past behind them for the sake of the film? The Misconnection. New York Times bestselling author Tia Williams returns with an intensely romantic, deliciously sexy tale about a woman searching for her handsome seatmate on a European flight and the unexpected places her hunt for love leads her. Keeper of Lost Children. In this new novel from New York Times bestselling author of The House of Eve, one American woman's vision in post-World War II Germany will tie together three people in an unexpected way. The Seven Daughters of Dupree, from the two-time Emmy Award-winning producer and host of the Black and Published podcast, comes a sweeping multi-generational epic following 7 generations of Dupree women as they navigate love, loss, and unyielding family ties. On Sundays, She Picked Flowers. In this sinister and surreal Southern Gothic debut, a woman escapes into the uncanny woods of southern Georgia and must contend with ghosts, haunts, and most dangerous of all, the truth about herself. Behind these four walls, from the author of Not What She Seems, Yasmin Ango's thriller explores revenge, morality, corruption, and wealth as a woman sets out to uncover the truth behind her friend's disappearance and expose the powerful family behind it. Kin, a magnificent new novel from the best-selling award-winning author of An American Marriage, Tayari Jones has written an unforgettable novel that sparkles with wit and intelligence and deep feeling about two lifelong friends whose worlds converge after many years apart in the face of a devastating tragedy. The Exes. Who hasn't wanted to murder an ex, figuratively at least? In this explosive debut thriller, a woman's seemingly perfect romantic life is on the verge of collapse as she uncovers a hidden history, surfacing dark secrets that have deadly consequences. On Morrison, an illuminating, electrifying exploration of the work of Toni Morrison by an award-winning novelist and Harvard professor. The Bridge Back to You. Exes discover they've both inherited the restaurant they love in the sparkling, emotional new novel from the USA Today bestselling author of A Love Like the Sun. You Should Have Been Nicer to My Mom. Demons clash with inheritance claims as secrets unfold and violence is unleashed over 12 harrowing hours trapped in a house with the worst thing family. Good Woman, A Reckoning. A raw and lyrical exploration of the confining expectations of womanhood and, if we dare, what lies beyond those limitations, from a writer Roxane Gay calls vibrant and thoughtful. You Only Live Twice, an unforgettable, heartwarming, hilarious coming-of-age story about faith, family, and all kinds of love, and a Black Muslim teen pursuing an ordinary goal at an extraordinary time. Savvy Summers and the Po' Boy Perils. And this is supposed to come out in July, but we do not have a synopsis for it yet. But I did want to mention it. The Healers of Harlem, the Black women who changed medicine forever. For fans of Hidden Figures, an amazing history of Harlem Hospital, with particular emphasis on the pioneering work done by Black women. I hope you find what you're looking for. A radiant, highly anticipated debut from the well-read Black Girl Books series, delving into the secret lives of 3 women on the eve of the Eritrean independence, maybe? Burn Down Master's House. Inspired by true, long-buried stories of enslaved people who dared to fight back, a searing portrayal of resistance for readers of Colson Whitehead, Jesmyn Ward, and Percival Everett, from Clay Kane, the author of The Grift. The Body. The Body is a pulse-pounding, supernatural horror story from best-selling author Bethany C. Morrow, where one woman must survive a series of bizarre and escalating attacks on her marriage. The Johnson Four. A 1960s boy band determined to conquer the music world must contend with the cost of fame and a ghost with a grisly past. Bloodfire Baby. A maternal Gothic tale of new motherhood and the torment of a centuries-old haunting. Before the shadow disappeared, Sophia thought mothering would be all sun-drenched light and white linen sheets, as seen advertised by the mom the momfluencers of Instagram. In her gorgeous home anchored in a posh suburb far removed from her origins, Sophia revels in her success. Motherhood seems like the natural next step, but when her husband travels for a work trip, leaving Sophia all alone with their unnamed 3 week old baby, she can't quite square how mothering falls solely in her lap. Nobody seems able or willing to help her. Not her husband, not her best friend, and certainly not the zealot mother she cut off long ago. The Curse of Hester Gardens. We need to talk about Kevin, as if written by Jason Reynolds and Tananarive Due, meets Model Home by River Solomon, in an innovative twist on the haunted house about a mother desperate to protect her sons from the twin specters of gun violence and other worldly menace in their public housing project. The Quiet Girls, the explosive new thriller from the Queen of the Big Reveal, steeped in betrayals and lies, danger and secrets. When MJ Hudson, an old work acquaintance, shows up at Dr. Kes Lanyon's house in the middle of the night, Kes knows she has no choice but to help. At the prestigious boarding school that MJ's daughter attends, a teacher has been killed and a pupil is missing. And it seems that the same thing happens every few years. Only this time the school hasn't been able to cover things up, and MJ's daughter and her group of nice, quiet friends are right at the heart of the scandal. Sounds like trouble? 3 mobsters, 2 detectives, a deadly race against time. Jackson Jones and Mackenzie Cunningham, 2 of the best private investigators in the business, are presented with a case they aren't allowed to refuse. The heads of LA's 3 major crime families have tasked them with finding sensitive information hidden by a man in critical condition before he flatlines, or else. A pair of aces? A gripping novel about 2 trailblazing women on opposite sides of the law, a persecutor and a madam, who team up to bring down notorious gangster Lucky Luciano. A Harlem Wedding? From the unexpected diva author Tiffany Warren, a dishy and dramatic novel of the Harlem Renaissance and its most famous black debutante, Yolande Boy, daughter of W.E.B. Du Bois, whose spectacular wedding to poet County Cullen was the society event of the year, even though the bride and groom were not so secretly in love with other people. Phases, a memoir? The iconic multi-platinum Grammy Award-winning performer Brandy brings us a raw, intimate portrait of her life, charting her growth to stardom from Mississippi churches to Hollywood spotlights. This ain't our first rodeo. When life lassos Josie and Sean back together 3 years after their dreamy first date, their second chance at love is anything but easy. A big-hearted rodeo romance set in Houston, Texas by the critically acclaimed Liara Tamani, author of What She Missed, All the Things We Never Knew, and Calling My Name. Somewhere soft to land. In this crackling portrayal of friendship in peril, a young woman's world is upended when a tragedy in her best friend's life forces them to test the boundaries of their sisterhood. A sharp and compelling debut novel. The Flower Bearers, a memoir? In this moving memoir, an acclaimed poet and novelist gives words to unnameable kingdoms of grief and joy, turning an impossibly difficult chapter of her life into a remarkable story of sisterhood, love, and growth. You Jump First? Better Than the Movies meets Beach Read in this young adult rom-com about a girl whose heartbreak pact with her precious brother turns into something she's never expected. Would I Lie to You? What I Lie to You is a thrilling spy next door story that may have you cheering for all the wrong people. What if a covert high stakes cat burglar is given one last job before she can retire? But the gig, still the classified code to an innovative genetic editing tool her unaware husband is developing. Strangers Behind Closed Doors, a twisty, captivating thriller about a woman who disappears from a luxury hotel and the detective who believes the case is tied to the unsolved disappearances of other Black women in the city. With Love from Harlem, from the Queen of Sugar Hill author Rashonda Tate, a new novel inspired by beloved Harlem jazz performer Hazel Scott and the equal parts exhilarating and tumultuous relationship that changed the course of her life. A Love Worth Forever? Grieving and starting over, a marketing research manager finds herself drawn to the one man she shouldn't want in this soul-stirring unconventional romance by Brienne Denée. The Marriage Rebound? In this spicy emotional sports romance, a WNBA star must decide decide if she should blow the whistle on her relationship. Atlanta Cannon's star Courtney Johnson should be soaring after a winning season with her basketball team. So why does she feel she's falling short off the court? Courtney loves her gorgeous, fiery wife and their passionate life, but the heat that brought them together keeps igniting flare ups about everything, and being told she's not doing enough is taking a toll. Then a broken arm forces Courtney to sit out the European League, and Sasha finally has more time with her wife. But is it a case of be careful what you wish for? On Witness and Despair, the collected creative nonfiction of a singular American writer, Jessamine Ward, including widely shared classics, three never before published speeches, and an introductory essay. These walls remember? When two estranged sisters inherit a home possessed by the horrors of its dark past, they must work together to survive in this viscerally chilling Southern Gothic novel from the critically acclaimed author of This Cursed House. Ghost in the Night. From mega best-selling author Tiffany D. Jackson comes this highly anticipated follow-up to her middle grade debut, Blood in the Water. Ghost in the Night is another spine-tingling, can't-put-down mystery, this time set in America's most haunted city. I'll Watch Your Baby, a suffocating and sharp narrative horror novel for fans of Victor LaValle and the reformatory. I'll Watch Your Baby is a haunting reimagining of Linda Taylor, known as the Welfare Queen, pursued, scrutinized, celebrated, and vilified, and the impact her image has had for generations. Honey, a dark, provocative, adrenaline rush of a novel about a graduate student who murders bad men and justifies it in the name of feminism by a bold new voice in fiction. Galen, a Romance in Black, a stellar addition to the Amistad, a beautiful coming-of-age novel from MWA Grandmaster and PEN and Edgar Award winner Walter Mosley that explores love in all forms. Romantic, familial, and platonic, centered on one Black family, including a neurodivergent man and the found bonds that helps ground them. So friends, there are some of the 2026 releases that are coming out by Black authors. This is in no way an exhaustive list, and I might be doing a part 2 to this, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll just see how the year goes. But yeah, this is a good start for anybody wanting to read new releases by Black authors, and be on the lookout for the second part of this being the fantasy edition. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Anything that you do to support me and my channel, friend, I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have the best day that you possibly can. Remember to take care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.